guys, how's it going? Today's video is going to be my monthly review. If you're newer here or you don't already know, at the end of every month I review my favorite book that I had read. I'm going to leave the playlist linked in the cards and in the description so you can check out the other ones if you're interested, but this is going to be my book of the month review for the month of May. And as you saw by the title and the thumbnail, my favorite book that I read in May was Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Also, before we get into the actual review, the other day I passed 100 subscribers and I just want to take a second to say thank you so much. I am so excited. I didn't think I would be at this milestone anytime soon, and I'm just so happy and excited to be part of this community, and I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. I really like when people do kind of like get to know me type videos for certain milestones. So probably next week I'll be posting a video about that. I haven't made up my mind exactly what yet, but stay tuned for that. Anyway, back to the review. I actually read the ebook. I don't own the physical book, so I'm gonna scooch over and put up a picture of it right here. I rated this book a 9 out of 10. If you haven't heard of it before, it is a mystery novel about a girl named Sam who went missing with her best friend. Then Sam turns up walking down the street covered in blood and with no memories. And I mean like no memory. She doesn't remember her name, she doesn't recognize her family, she doesn't know what happened, where she came from, she doesn't even remember how she likes her coffee. Her best friend is still missing and they're basically trying to find out what happened, where is her friend, what the heck, and meanwhile Sam is also trying to find out who in the world she is. I thought the plot was really interesting and really well executed, but you do have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. As far as the mystery itself goes, I found it really exciting. I didn't find it predictable at any point. I think the thing that really helped is that there are so many red herrings. Like, I think almost every single character has some motive at some point and can be seen as a suspect. And because we're experiencing this through Sam's eyes, you know that you don't have the full story and everything is a little bit suspicious to begin with because she can't tell who's lying to her or anything like that because she has zero memories, nothing to base it off of. So I think that it was really well executed in that way, and that really brought the mystery to life. It also helps that there's so much more going on than just the missing best friend. Sam also is trying to remember her life and figure out everything about herself. Also, the doctors don't know if her memories are going to come back, and if they do come back, how fully they're going to come back, what else is going to happen. It's all up in the air. To kind of explain her memory loss a little bit, she knows like basic things. It's all of her memories of herself and her own experiences that she forgets, which is a little bit where the suspension of disbelief comes in because it is a little bit far-fetched. I'm sure these things are medically possible, but yes, Ripley. The example they give is that she remembers that she's read To Kill a Mockingbird. She doesn't remember reading it, she doesn't remember how she felt about it, but in the hospital when the doctors asked, do you know what this book is about, she can tell them what the book is about, she can explain parts of the book, but she doesn't remember any of her own experiences with it. So she's not like completely lost as a human being. Like, she goes back to school and everything, but she doesn't remember her friends, she doesn't remember her personality even. She has a boyfriend who she doesn't remember, doesn't recognize, and at this point doesn't really feel anything towards, so she's trying to kind of come to terms with all of that. Overall, I really thought the premise was interesting. Like I said, I thought the execution, Ripley just fell from the ceiling. Overall, I thought the plot was really interesting. I thought that the climax was really exciting. I thought the ending was really satisfying. Definitely enjoyed that. I even liked the romantic subplot because there was a mystery element to that as well. I think it really paired really well with the rest of the plot. Without giving anything away, the new Sam is more attracted to this kid who she used to treat horribly than she is to her boyfriend, and she's kind of trying to get over that, come to terms with that, figure out, you know, what she feels and what she's supposed to feel, and also keep in mind, you know, if she does get her memories back, what happens then? That's also a huge part of the book because basically Sam used to be a horrible person. On the topic of characters, I think that the premise gave some really good character development to our main character. Because she doesn't have her memory, she's kind of a blank slate, and you kind of get to see so much development. Like I said, she used to be a horrible person. Like, think Regina George from Mean Girls. Like, Actually, I think she's exactly Regina George from Mean Girls. She's rich and pretty and stuck up, and all of her friends are jerks. She treats everybody like garbage for fun. Like, she's not a good person. But the new Sam is kind. I also think that's really interesting because I'm a really big fan of like nature versus nurture and how that's explored in stories sometimes. So seeing her, you know, without whatever experiences caused her to become the way that she is really fascinating. And because she's a naturally kind person, she's not able to understand why she's so mean and why she puts up with her friends the way she does, and it's just an extra element that I thought was really, really interesting, and I love the way it was explored in the story. And they show it in so many different ways. Like, she has a twin brother, and they haven't been close for years. But after her accident and her loss of memories, she relies on him a lot, and she doesn't know that they used to fight. She just knows, oh, this is my brother, you know, he's here to help me, and she kind of clings to him a little bit. And he brings up so many times like how strange it is because of how her personality was, and I just think it's really interesting the whole way it's executed. I did find though that the rest of the characters weren't really well developed. The focus was very, very heavily on Sam. Her boyfriend was just a douche. Her friends were just jerks and bitches. The love interest was sweet. Her brother is awkward-ish. The side characters are a little bit on the flat side. Now, I'm not saying that they're boring though, because with the mystery element, you're kind of having to dig deeper into everything that everybody says and does and really see, okay, are they lying? What's going on? Like, all the different layers to it. So I think that that kind of helped in that respect. But I feel like if this wasn't a mystery novel and if the premise would have been different, the side characters definitely would have been very disappointing. As far as character relationships go, like I said, I thought that the relationship with the love interest was interesting because there's so much more going into it. Basically, every character is a suspect at some point, so the way that Sam interacts with everybody is interesting because of that. But I really did like the family relationships. She comes from a very rich family who's, I don't want to say cold, but they're all a little bit distant. Her brother is kind of awkward and not close to her, but kind of becomes protective because of the circumstances. Her mother is very concerned with what everybody else thinks and with appearances and stuff, and is also possibly an alcoholic. Her father is distant, but you can tell that he's trying to reconnect with his daughter, and there's just a lot going into it. So I thought that the relationships themselves were really interesting, even if the characters weren't so developed. The friendships were also fun because I love Mean Girls, so it was very, very Mean Girls, and that part made it fun. As far as the writing itself goes, I thought that the pacing was really, really well done. I never thought it felt like it dragged on. I thought that there was always something going on and something moving forward. I actually stayed up until 6 a.m. finishing this book because I could not put it down. Like, I tried to. Like I said, I was reading the ebook, so I'd be lying in bed and it was like 3 in the morning and I knew I had to get up soon, so I turned off my e-reader, I put it away, and I was laying in bed for the next 10 minutes thinking about it, and then I'm like, no, I have to finish it. So I'd go and I'd get up and I'd turn my e-reader back on and I'd read for another couple hours, and then I'd like, okay, no, really have to go to bed, and I'd turn it off and I wouldn't even get to put it away, and I'm like, no, I have to finish it. So I stayed up all night reading this book, but that is how good it was. It definitely had me hooked until the very end. Now, as far as criticisms go, like I said, the side characters were pretty flat and the premise was a little bit unbelievable at times. Sometimes things were a little bit too convenient, or like the flashes of memories she'd get back were a little bit, I don't know, convenient. But it's a fictional story, and as long as you go in with that mindset, I really think you'd enjoy this book. So all that being said, I would definitely recommend this book. Like I said, I rated this a 9 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it, and I've basically been thinking about it so much since I stopped reading it, which to me is just a sign of a really good book. You know, like I said, I couldn't put it down. I kept thinking about it, so I definitely think that it was a very good read. And that is all I have for today, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay caught up with all the other books I read. I post reading and writing related videos every Wednesday and Saturday. I also recently joined Twitter, so you can follow me at Tebuggy. Also, I haven't really heard many other people talking about this book, so if you've read this book, definitely comment down below and let me know what you thought and what your favorite things were, and if you solved the mystery ahead of time or if you were surprised like I was. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye!